Hello friends, I'm Moon and today we're diving the fantastic world of Linux again. And today I'm gonna disclose all my secrets. Whether you talk about amazing video editing through DaVinci Resolve Studio on Arch, or we talk about those beautiful hours of gaming, playing an amazing game, or just doing normal minimal work, let's say web browsing or script writing or anything. And yet I'm able to save a lot of battery and use my Linux setup for prolonged hours without any problem, or whether we talk about optimization of how well Arch Linux can be if you know how to optimize it and install it properly. So without any further ado, let's get started. My Arch setup is pretty simple. It's Arch Distro plus GNOME desktop environment plus proprietary drivers of NVIDIA. But that's not the only thing I did. In the whole process, I used ChatGPT. I copied all my systems and hardware's information, pasted in ChatGPT, and then asked him that I want to play this game, I want to use DaVinci Resolve Studio, and I want to get amazing performance along with battery life without any sacrifice on my Arch setup. And then I said I want to use archinstall for installation and everything, and it gave me a really beautiful step-by-step guide on how to do it. And it was properly customized. It was like a custom guide particularly for this setup. That's the power of AI if you still scared of it. Well, the installation was pretty simple. It was just a normal installation in which I chose Arch plus GNOME plus LTS kernel of Linux and then proprietary drivers of NVIDIA, and I turned off the swap RAM. Yes, I don't like that at all. Now the real deal started after that, where first you have to just update your system normally, then second you have to install all the drivers almost again, like it's not like you did it before, you just chose NVIDIA proprietary drivers, but you still need to install a lot of things. So I installed all the post installation additional packages which are required for everyday usage, whether we talk about Mesa drivers or NVIDIA's proprietary driver, because I don't know how, but open source driver was accidentally installed, so I did it. Whether you talk about dependencies, everything shall be installed after real installation so that everything can be in sync. Whether you talk about enabling multi-lib, and then when all the driver work is complete and I've restarted my system and again, the real deal starts now. First, I need to get Steam using Proton-GE, which is like Proton is a compatibility layer, GE is a customized version which supports a lot of anti-cheat supported games like Easy Anti-Cheat, you have heard about it, EAC. So all the games which use EAC can be easily played when using Proton-GE. So I installed it using Proton-QT, some sort of application which is like a downloader for it. So first it was Steam, then Proton-QT, then Proton-GE, and then in Steam I had to enable my compatibility layer set to Proton-GE, and then done. It's almost done. But yes, you can do other things as well, like installing game mode or installing Mango HUD. I've been playing Katana Dragon for a long time, like almost a week, and it has been amazing and pleasant experience. Like I don't usually play indie games or story mode games. I'm more into battle royale games, but I will say my first experience with an indie game with a story was really amazing. I believe last time it was some Pokemon game which I used to play, but now indie games have been evolved so far. And it's not just about how the graphics looks like Katana Dragon still uses the nostalgic pixelic graphics, but even in that graphics, the shadows, the reflections and everything, it is like they're still using high graphics, but they're trying to make it and pack it under the pixels. And it's like each part of the game is specifically designed to look good even when it uses the pixel style graphics while having beautiful shadows, reflections, shaders and everything. But it's not just about graphics because it's an indie game. The overall story is pretty good, like Katana Dragon, how the old master tells all the stories, and then you have to, well, I'm not gonna do any spoilers. You can try the game in the description. There's a demo mode as well. But you can get the whole game for free because I'm hosting a giveaway in which you can get the whole game for free And that giveaway is pretty easy and simple. Well, it's up to me how I'll be doing the giveaway, and it's actually something like a contest. I want you to list out all the things which you don't like in my videos. Like even in this video or the other videos, I'm not talking about very old videos, the recent videos. I want you to give me a list of what are things I do really badly and it's not good enough for the video, or everything which you think is not so good or bad for the video. All my shortcomings and cons, I want you to list it out in the description of this video, and the person who will do it the best will and the person with the most detailed and perfect and the person with the most detailed and genuine shortcomings of me will be rewarded with Katana Dragon's Steam key, also known as you're gonna get the game for free. So what are you waiting for? Now, after gaming, my priority is about video editing because I'm a content creator. I'm supposed to do video editing, and I choose Linux for that because I have the DaVinci Resolve Studio version. Now, you can also use the normal DaVinci Resolve. It's not gonna do much of a difference. I still use MKV files from videos, so yeah, just stop judging me and get on with the video. Now, a lot of people face a hell lot of issues when you installing the DaVinci Resolve, and that is because, first thing, DaVinci Resolve is a proprietary application, so you're gonna have to download the package from the website, and then when you extract the zip file and open it, you're gonna see a setup. But a lot of times that setup doesn't work because you don't have the proper dependencies and drivers to run the application in the first place. So yep, all the drivers you're gonna need are in the description. You see, like, I'm gonna just list out in all of them in a paragraph of a source. You just have to copy it and paste it and just type sudo apt install and then the packages, or sudo dnf install and then the packages. You get the point. Now, after you get to run the whole setup, it's gonna install pretty easily. That's not the problem, but the problem comes when you launch the application. First, it might not even recognize your GPU, and that's because you don't have the proprietary drivers. So just go online and install the proprietary drivers, or just use ChatGPT as I did. And then after that, sometimes a lot of people face your GPU memory is full, that issue. That's because, yes, it did detected your GPU because of the drivers, but it is not launched through the drivers. Like it detected that you have a GPU, but it's still using the integrated GPU's memory. That is why it is so full, because it's almost negligible as compared to your dedicated GPU or a good GPU like Intel Arc or AMD Radeon GPU, which are amazing integrated GPUs. Now, in order to do that, you're gonna need to run the application through discrete GPU mode. Sometimes you just have to right click on the application shortcut from start menu or taskbar. But if that's not the case, then you're gonna need to edit the launch file, or if you have NVIDIA GPU, then you can use Prime Run. So that's gonna fix most of your issues without any problem, and after that you're gonna easily do anything you want. And congratulations, you have the DaVinci Resolve Studio or normal version running without any problem. And believe me, DaVinci Resolve is just getting better and better every day. Yep, and especially on Linux, because I've been using it and there are a lot of features, new updates with the new latest 20 version, I believe. Yep, it's 20. Now we have done gaming, we have done video editing. What's next? The normal day-to-day life usage, whether you talk about using a browser or anything, or saving a lot of battery life while doing not so heavy stuff and getting the most out of your Linux setup. Now that can be done when you have proper proprietary drivers of your GPU and CPU, but then you're gonna need an application which is called Auto CPU Frec. What it does is that it automatically manages your power input. Well, you cannot change the power input, but yes, it's gonna distribute the power properly, efficiently. It's gonna optimize your CPU, change the governor, everything on its own, depending on how heavier the work you're doing. And it saves a lot of battery time. Like, it saves a hell lot of battery life, in my opinion. That's the secret. I use Auto CPU Frec. Now, talking about the GPU, then I always say if you want to save your battery life, then just go with hybrid GPU mode or just normal integrated GPU mode. Unless or until you're gonna have to do some way too heavier stuff, for example video editing or gaming, where hybrid graphics or high performance mode which uses discrete GPU works perfectly fine. And I might need to drink a little water because now I might need to drink a little water because my mouth is running dry now because I'm speaking so fast. Well, it's not that fast, but still non-stop, I'd say. And now leaving that, talking about my setup, then there are a lot of videos about this particular setup on my channel. You can explore them, but I'm thinking about a new setup on my Arch Linux. Yes, I'm gonna use GNOME, but a better version of a GNOME, like sort of. Because yes, it is pretty working, minimal and elegant, but in future I might do some customization, so don't forget to subscribe and don't miss the chance to get on. So don't forget to subscribe and I'll meet you next video. Till then, I'm and signing out. And yes, and don't forget to point out my cons or everything which you feel that should not be in this video, or everything I can do to make this video better. You know what I'm talking about. And the best comment which will be really good, that person is gonna get Katana Dragon for free. So what you waiting for?